I was really drawn to the character that I played, Dr. Edwards, because he has a great transition that he goes through. He starts off in the film as though he knows everything. He simply has to read a file, and he knows everything he needs to know about this girl. But then, as she goes through the crisis in this film, he has a crisis of faith in himself and in what he believes and in his ability to control things, and he can't control things.
Do you think she'll survive? You saw what it was like out there.
Assuming she does, do you have any issues about letting her stay?
No, I don't.
All of my scenes were with my mother-in-law, and that was wonderful. We now have nicknames for each other. I call her my favorite co-star, and she calls me her favorite son-in-law. And I will always be her favorite son-in-law because she only has one daughter. So
I have great respect for what you've accomplished here, and I do look forward to working with you.
Good. Now, if you'll excuse me, we had an incident this afternoon, and I'd like to check on the girl.
that was the first scene that we shot, was the scene with the file. That file, the thickness of that file was vital to where this guy was coming from, because that's a thick file. He knows everything he needs to know about her. It's all there in the file. Well, it turns out it's not all there in the file. And that's why I concentrated on that, and then later deviated from that and realized, well, I guess I don't know everything. I guess I can't control everything.
I've reviewed the files in detail, and it appears you've done a superb job.
I'd heard you were conscientious. Still, you didn't have much time.
Well, nothing substitutes for meeting a child in person, but I like to be prepared.
This character really had a big transition and a big change, and I found that really interesting, and it actually was already there in the script. And maybe what I brought to it was more the nuance of, as he's observing Elizabeth or / Dorothy, as he's observing her, maybe he's having doubts about his assuredness, that he really hasn't figured everything out. So maybe that's what I brought to it that wasn't quite there, but I thought all the rest of it was there.
Do you understand that sometimes we create stories in order to help us better understand the world that we live in?
I'm telling you these things because I'd like my friends to stay.
Well, Mrs. Murphy and I will discuss it, and we'll make a decision soon.